Hi, friends from Wildlife World Photographers channel. My name is Yetmir Troshani from Albania, the moderator of this interview. Today with me is the Deputy Minister of Environment and Physical Planning of North Macedonia, Ms. Hristina Odzaklieska. I am very happy and honored to have her with us today. Before we start, I like to find this moment and say hi to our friends and contributors, Mimi, Velian, and Bobby, wildlife photographers from North Macedonia, who are a vibrant part of our core team at Wildlife World Photographers in many different projects. Back to our talk, as mentioned in our last interview with Ms. Almira Jambula, the Deputy Minister of Tourism and Environment in Albania, we as a community of wildlife photographers like to travel to different places around the world and are concerned about wildlife conservation. So in today's talk, I would like to ask, uh, what actions are being taken at the government level to promote and preserve the natural and habitats and wildlife in North Macedonia?
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me in your interview. The Ministry of Environment and Physical Planning, in cooperation with the public institution of the national parks in our country, has prepared different studies for the development of national parks for the tourist needs due to the specificity of the natural values and different conditions in the protected areas. The studies cover data on the basic characteristics of national parks in terms of natural heritage, flora, fauna, and landscape protection, as well as location, geographical, and climate characteristics. The protected areas include natural ecosystems, geological, physical, and geographical formations that are characteristic for our country. We have rich natural and cultural values that should be visited. In order to promote the natural values of national parks, there are various forms of tourism that can be developed, such as rural, cultural, monastic, educational, recreational, as well as ecotourism. According to the law on nature protection, the entities responsible for the management of the protected areas integrally manage the entire protected area. In order to achieve the integrated management, the entities responsible for the management of the protected area conclude agreements for the regulation of mutual rights and obligation with the entities that perform activities in the protected area, to which the government of the Republic of North Macedonia gives consent. From the aspect of the possibility for using the space in the national parks for future development of tourism by legal entities and individuals, and in cooperation with the public institution of the protected areas, as potential areas are the zones for sustainable use and zones for active management. In the areas for sustainable use, the existing facilities for tourism development can be into operation. Abandoned village houses, resorts, mountain lodges, military and police facilities, bungalows, camps, etc. It is especially important to renew the infrastructure, roads, water supply, wastewater treatment, and to develop capacities for revival of rural tourism. Also, in this zone can be established or completed tourist infrastructure for the development of winter tourism. In the area for active management, the national parks can be used pastures for development of sustainable livestock, and traditional extensive agriculture collection of medical plants and forest products, development of beef keeping in order to produce organic healthy food in the traditional way to attract tourists.
Mm.
In the future development of tourism and landscape use in the protected areas in general, the local population as well as the other relevant stakeholders are actively involved. The recent COVID-19 outbreak has demonstrated
Mm.
that we live in a world for changes so profound and rapid that no country can stand alone.
Mm.
That's why the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development recognizes this and provides a useful universal framework to strengthen collective action towards our common goals and challenges, shared prosperity, and the fulfillment of our integrational responsibilities that can only be achieved through our collaborative partnership involving all countries and all stakeholders. I would like to point out that the Ministry of Environment and Physical Planning continuously implements activities for valorization or revalorization of protected areas and proclamation of new protected areas in accordance with the law on nature protection, the National Strategy for Nature Protection, and National Biodiversity Strategy. I would like to highlight the significant progress in the area of declaring of protected areas in the last period. The system of protected areas currently covers an area of about 13.47% of the national territory, which exceeds the projected percentage of protected areas of 11.5 of the territory of our country, defined in the sectoral study for protection of natural heritage, which was prepared for the needs of the spatial planning of the country in 2004. I'm glad that we would cooperate in this project, and we are available for any information and data with our neighboring countries. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. And once again, I thank you. You've been very friendly. Also, the folks that I spoke to that helped us coordinate this interview. You guys are fantastic. You are great. Thank you for
Yeah,
information.
thank
And
you.
yeah,
Thank you
it's been
too.
great. Thanks. All the best.
Thank you.